Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for August 2022. This is a general reading with messages meant for those with Scorpio in their birth chart. However, cross watchers are also welcome. Take into consideration that the rules of individuals or energies identified in the reading may be swapped, and that the intensity of the energy of the situation may vary. So feel free to take with you whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. So here we're going to start off with a Celtic cross tarot reading and close with an oracle card message. At the center here, the present situation, you have the Tower. What covers is the Page of Pentacles. Above, you have the Page of Cups. Below, you have the Moon. In the past, you have Knight of Pentacles. In the near future, you have King of Swords. Your attitude of the situation is a card unique to this deck, and it says protection. In your environment, you have the Lovers. In your hopes and fears, you have the Two of Cups. The outcome, you have the Hierophant. So we'll go ahead and go through the meanings, clarify with more tarot cards. So here, your attitude of the situation, which situation here is the Tower and Page of Pentacles. This protection card here kind of indicates that perhaps you've been kind of geared to protect yourself and kind of been in like a stagnant hold situation. Kind of makes me think of like the Nine of Wands, where there is just a preparation, feeling the need to constantly protect yourself. But this card of protection kind of indicates like the jellyfish, they have a mighty sting that they can deliver whenever they need to in order to protect themselves. But until that time, they are constantly in the flow. So a flow of the water. So this kind of card kind of suggests to just be in the flow and know that you're protected, and when need be, then just kind of protect yourself, more on the offense if that arises. So here in your past, you have the Knight of Pentacles. They are holding a spear. They are the slowest moving knights, so they basically are very intentional. They want to make sure they plan and are prepared, and that each step moving forward is appreciated. So here it could be with this attitude of the situation, maybe you've been standing in this preparation mode, planning way too long. So here, in the current situation, you have the Tower and the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is, you can see this pig has its snout up in the ground looking for those sweet truffles. Well, I guess they're not sweet, but savory truffles. And you can see there's also a snail here to indicate this kind of slow go, this appreciation of what's being, learned, discovered. And with the Tower here, this is a indicates that there is or will soon be like a shock to your system, where there's possibly some kind of beliefs of building yourself up in a tower. It's usually associated with ego, and these lightning rods indicate divine intervention coming through and kind of exposing the cracks in the foundations. So here you can see there's this cobra, and the crown is falling off. You can see on the crown there is like a red eye that is open, to indicate that in order to get the clarity from this divine intervention, that some loss has to be kind of, I don't know if suffered's the right word, but some loss has to be experienced. So what you have above you with this Page of Cups, this is in your conscious mind a sense of still growing, still developing, and possibly a bit sensitive, possibly trying to tap into that intuition and trying to maybe know that you need to kind of go with the flow and trying to see things through the eyes of a child. But, for whatever reason, just really not moving much, just kind of perhaps working on your baseline, understanding the basics. So what you have below you in the unconscious mind might be working in the background without you really knowing it, is this sense of illusion, lack of clarity, and possibly some fears going on there. You can see this anglerfish has this light in front of its face. It's on this kind of like a hook thing from its head, and it draws in smaller creatures drawn to the light, and then the anglerfish gets to eat whatever comes in front of its face. So something working in the background is kind of possibly like creating the fear or feeling there is fear. And here it's interesting, you have in your attitude this jellyfish. It's got similar structure, visual structure, with this cobra, but this is like a tower, and this is more about flow. So what you have in your environment with the Lovers, it seems like there's lessons for you to learn, to be learned, to be had, about making choices that are for the long term, kind of what the Page of Pentacles would be doing, looking for the long term, but actually engaging in life so that you are, connecting as opposed to just planning and contemplating. And here in your hopes and fears, it's this Two of Cups, this connection that you're hoping for, but you can also be fearing that this connection, that it's actually made, and then what? There's that concept of when you have a crush on someone and you really want them to like you, and then you find out that they like you both like each other, and then what? And that's when the real, like, problems arise, or the real adventure. It's however you want to look at it. And here in the near future, you have the King of Swords, very much about reason, logic, analysis. Although they might be good communicators and make, great decisions that affect lots of people, it's difficult for them to really come from a place of the heart. So to some degree, it may be that you might fear a sense of, that the idea of either intimacy or being seen as too emotional or too sensitive, and kind of have a fear about what you might find and what someone else might find, if you actually take that leap of faith, and start engaging in your environment to find those connections. You have the Hierophant here as the outcome, and this is that card of faith. It is that card of learning, being taught to see the signs, thinking about, or not thinking about, but even pursuing a path that is greater than just yourself. And so to some degree, perhaps talking to an expert, a counselor, something along those lines. So let's take a look at this Tower situation, which is, the heart of this reading. You have the Four of Wands, and this is a sense of comfort, celebrating milestones. It's a sense of celebrating with those that you love. So to some degree, your tower may be that you have been pulling away, or for whatever reason have found that you don't, not that you don't necessarily mesh, but that you're needing to protect yourself from that. So let's take a look at the Page of Pentacles. You have Three of Cups, and this is a sense of friendships and celebrations. So it may be that, maybe in the past you were burned by friends, the people that you thought you felt most comfortable with, and you're cautious about the people that you're surrounding yourself by. I would say that's not necessarily a bad thing to do. At times, you need to kind of see who surrounds you, if they're best, for you, or if they're just filling a void. So let's take a look at the Knight of Pentacles in the past. You have the Knight of Pentacles. So, it kind of just reinforces this idea of being responsible, caring about your reputation, taking things slow, kind of laying your seeds everywhere you're kind of going and seeing where they sprout. Maybe this Page of Pentacles is more seeing if something has sprouted, but with the different, the pages and the knights, the kings, it does kind of indicate there may be a decent number of people involved in what's going on with you. So let's see about the Page of Cups above. You have the Queen of Pentacles. And this is kind of a court card version of the Empress card. Someone who is caring, nurturing. With the Page of Cups here, can be someone who's more of a mother figure. So to some degree, maybe you're the responsible one and you feel like you have to be the parent of your friend group. Maybe partying got out of hand. Someone fell off the tower. And there may be a fear that you can't be more vulnerable, that you have to be the person that oversees things. But, for some of you, with this moon being in the unconscious mind, it's a sense of maybe even having to play mother to yourself, in the sense of you need to, it's hard to just go along with the flow. You have to, not like you have to, but there is this sense of perhaps strong attachment to how others will see you, or how you want to be seen. So let's take a look at the moon. You have another page, and this is a Page of Swords. And this is, the pages in general are kind of immature, naive energy. With the Page of Swords here, they are typically really, they rush into action. They're very much rush through things, kind of someone who throws away the owner's manual and just, starts playing with the toy or driving a car, something along those lines. But this Page of Swords is more very much into learning and researching and knowing what is in the environment, what to kind of the tools available. And in this kind of learning mode, the more information you know, the more you'll have confidence in the knowledge that you have, less doubt. And that means when there is a lack of clarity going forward, then you're using more like logic and like reasonable analysis to see what might be probable, what might not be probable, as opposed to kind of just the scariest things lurking around you. So let's see what this protection and your attitude of the situation is. You have the Five of Cups. So a sense of, possibly in relation to this tower situation, or even further beyond, and in the past, before this Knight of Pentacles, it's a sense of loss and sadness, some type of hurt feelings that aren't or have not been fully addressed or healed. So let's see for the Lovers in your environment what that's about. King of Pentacles. So it seems that there is support for you in your environment, whether it's relatives, it could be friends, someone in particular who has had life experience, has had possibly even the experience you're going through, and is in a place of security and able to share that with others. So definitely having made choices, the Knight of Pentacles here, for them, looking at the long-term outcome and doing what's for their best and highest good. So there may be people, role models that you could, look towards if you're trying to plan your future in a certain way, invest your money and time in a certain way. So it's interesting. You have like all the entire Pentacle court family, the page, the knight, the queens, the kings. So, this could also be, to some degree, representations of people within your own family. So let's take a look at the Two of Cups and your hopes and fears. Oh, these two wanted to come out. All right. So you have the King of Wands and the Fool. So it's interesting. The Fool is kind of similar to the Page of Cups in the sense of having that free imagination, the sense of wonder, and just experiencing life without certain hesitations, without a need to protect yourself, going with the flow, kind of like this jellyfish. And then with the King of Wands is they follow their passion. They're very much they can walk away from what's not for their best and highest good. They have that courage. They're following their heart. They're following their passion and vision. So to some degree, this sense of your hopes and fears being the Two of Cups, it seems like it would be both, it's like childlike, but it also takes a lot of courage. So, and to some degree, it's kind of opposites, but they work together in the sense that the King of Wands is not afraid to move on, experience something new, because they are passionate about it, because that's what, draws them in, is calling to them. But this is almost like letting the emotions take over. And with the Pentacles, it's like practical approach to things. So here in the near future, you have the King of Swords. And that's, again, a very practical approach to things. And it also can be seen as like an expert or a counselor, similar to the Hierophant, if you need some type of advice. But it seems that for whatever reason, it's more, this Tower kind of seems like it's more related to feelings, emotion, creativity, imagination, and maybe passion. I'm noticing that the King of Wands is the only other wand card here. You have lots of pentacles. You have the Three of Cups and the Five of Cups. So to some degree, and the Two of Cups. So it's like the practicality of learning from your experiences, and really pursuing the things you want to pursue, but dealing with the emotional ups and downs of the relationships. So here in the near future, maybe because of this Tower situation, you have this King of Swords, which is, more boundaries, more defined, trying to perhaps keep a peace. You have the Strength card here. So that is similar to the King of Wands energy. You know, finding a sense of patience, a sense of calm, and really acknowledging the different aspects of yourself, the parts that are more, you know, in line with the King of Wands energy, and the one that's a little more docile and needs protecting, kind of like this Page of Cups energy. You know, like it's like maybe like the mama bear and you know, the baby pup. That kind of concept being merged into one, and having a sense of courage and self-acceptance. So here with this Hierophant and the outcome, it does seem like it's a sense of faith that, you know, you're going on the right path, or that things are going in the right direction. And also a sense of finding the community that's right for you. You have the Three of Wands, and that has to do with kind of, you know, again, threes, this concept of expansion, of growing, of moving, kind of moving on. I noticed like the Three of Cups here and the Three of Wands, they've got their backs facing us. And so for some of you, it may be just, you know, understanding that you're growing away from certain aspects of yourself, or aspects of your tribe, where it's maybe you feel like slightly torn. So I'm going to pull an oracle card for a message from your inner light about what to embrace this month. You have this Maple Spirit and generosity. So just to embrace like everything around you to the extent that you can. And I'm noticing like the color schemes between the King of Pentacles and this Maple Spirit of generosity. The sense of kind of, you know, recognizing that things happen in your life and you can learn from it, you can grow from it, you can benefit from it. And just to be open to everything that there is that you can learn from, and just having an open heart and an open mind. And also, you know, being generous yourself, even when, you know, you might be in the position to receive, or you're just learning to receive, being generous to the extent that you can with people around you, and recognizing that, you know, there is something within you, kind of like this maple, these maple trees here. There's something within you that is both strong and sweet. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your month. To uncover more, check out readings for your sun, moon, and rising signs. And we'll see you next time. Take care.